Hey everyone, welcome back to the Comic Book Theater. Jay here with another Comic Fanatic Live. And once again, I have Cryptid as my co-host.
Sup?
And just for Cryptid, I wore Captain America shirt. It's
I should have
my
worn
name. My
my
name is
blue
going
and white shirt.
Captain America. Even
Nice.
though it looks more agent, U.S. agent, but it's a Captain America
US
shirt.
agent.
Yeah, just because of the darker colors, it looks more like U.S. agent, but it's Captain America. Um, so
Right. Better than
just hope.
green, right?
Yes. Just wanted to make tell everybody out there. Hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving and you know
hmm
and starting off your Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa holiday off with a good start. So December's here
hmm
already. It's like almost 3 weeks until Christmas. Can you believe that? Like it's just insane. It feels like yesterday was Halloween. It
I
feels like we
know.
were just doing the Halloween episode.
I know, right? Where I was Crip Pool and you were Leviathan.
Um, yeah, Leviathan or
Yeah.
Jay. Wait, what did you call me? The Jayathan or something like that? I think you said.
Jathan. Jathan.
So yeah, we have a couple news pieces, and then we're going to get into our top five. It was a slower week for comics and comic news. Honestly, it was.
hmm
So it shouldn't be that long of a show. So hope you guys enjoy it and let us know in the comments, in the live chat, what you guys think about when we get up to certain news pieces and stuff. We will read off the comments. We always
hmm
do. And let's get right into this. So um,
Cool.
the first piece is Sean Murphy teased today. I think it was today, or it might have been yesterday. His next Batman White Knight book that he's doing because he did, you know, he did two of them. He's on the second one now. And the next one's like Batman Beyond the White Knight. So that's the script that he had there, like on the little. He showed it a shot of his computer. So um,
hmm
I like the White Knight stuff. I'm not sure if you read them or not, but
I,
it's pretty cool what he's been doing with that world.
I haven't read White Knight, but every time I hear someone mention the White Knight series, they're always praising that book. So I'm happy to hear it's getting a continuation.
Yeah, it's been doing really good, and it's really a well done book too.
hmm
And it's surprising because he normally when an artist does writing and art, one suffers and more than the other. Like either the art suffers or the story suffers. He has found a great balance between the art and the story, where neither one of them are suffering. You still get his high quality art, and you get a high quality story. So I've been digging it.
Cool. It's always great when the artwork can match the quality of the writing and vice versa, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, the next piece
hmm
is, and it's the last of the comic news, which is Marvel sent out a teaser today, which only all we got was a silhouettes. I'm not sure you saw the silhouette or not. We can try to guess who's on the team by the silhouettes if you want. If you want to pull that up. And it's a team of mutants like you've never seen before. It's a little teaser tag that they gave us. So the silhouette has several mutants, on it. Well, we believe in the mutants because it is an X-Men team. And it's supposed to be
Yeah.
coming out in March 2020.
I'm looking
Okay,
at it right now.
right away, I'm saying that's Havoc. The big guy in the back, that's Havoc.
Okay, I can see that.
Because of the headgear, that just looks like Havoc to me. Um,
hmm
then we got a,
I think the
a
one.
bestial
I think
girl, like with claws. Go ahead. Who do you think?
wasn't there like Wolfsbane? Was it from the X Factor or something? What was there was a character like that
Yeah,
who was part
Wolfsbane,
one.
but she's a New
Yeah.
Mutants, unless they're going to double
Oh,
team
okay.
them. Because I think Havoc's in X-Men too, so they can
hmm
always double team books, because it's Marvel. They put mutants in five different books at one time.
hmm
Um,
Let's see.
I don't know
The one.
why, but that guy at the bottom, right where it
Yeah.
says March 2020, I don't know why. I feel like I almost want to say Namor, but I don't. Like, I don't know why. Something about the gloves, the gauntlets remind me of,
Hmm.
like, those big gloves remind me of Namor, but I don't think it is. And then right above him, who's that person with the thing on their shoulder? Like, who would have something on their shoulder?
I would say that would remind me of Young Cable, something like he would wear. But he's
Could
already in
be.
another. But they can always change it up.
Yeah.
So.
Again, you always have mutants on several teams. Someone has
Hmm.
a sword, a girl with a sword, and it's not magic sword because it's a small sword. Like it's a small blade, so I wouldn't say it's like magic sword. Magic has that big old blade, so it's not her.
Hmm.
Then I think like that egg-shaped person, maybe Dupe,
I was thinking that too.
and you have someone right next to Dupe, which could be Marrow, or who I was thinking that would really be cool they introduced into the X-Men books? Spike
Who?
from X-Men Evolution.
Oh wow! You know how it's
That
been
would be
so
really
long
cool
since
they
I heard of
introduced him.
Spike. Hmm. When I was looking at that image, I was actually thinking more of Sunfire, to be honest, for some reason.
Oh yeah, that could be it. That could be it too.
Hmm.
And then that weird shaped one right below the guy, right below that person,
Hmm.
that could be Rock Slide, because all the rocks, like his head is dome
Ah.
shaped, and then he has like all the rocks. So that could be not Rock Slide. Oh, what was the guy's name from? He was on Gambit's team, I think, or maybe it was Rock Slide. I'm not sure, but that I think
I,
that's the
I
guy.
know who you're
He's
talking.
No, it's not Rock Slide. It's the guy with he had a metal mask on him because like his face was all messed up.
Oh,
I forget his name though. Let me see.
I'm drawing a blank.
I want to see. It was on a Let me see. Gambit's training squad, I think, had Onyx. Onyx, that's it. I didn't even get to look it up yet. Onyx. That's who I
Hmm.
think it could be. Onyx. Because we haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, so there's a lot of possibilities here. I don't know who the
Oh,
girl with the sword is though.
one of them could be Avalanche. That would be neat.
That would
That
be
comment
neat,
was from
yeah.
Tevia. Hmm.
That would be neat. That would be cool. All right, let's see.
You know what would be really weird? Like, I know this team is supposed to be comprised of what people who are new to the X-Men, like a never before seen team. What if they
Well,
ever?
no, it's a team like we never seen before. In other words, it's like a matching of mutants that maybe we never seen before. What they do is what we never seen before, which honestly is nothing because we've seen it all. I mean, we've seen it all
Mm,
with X-Men, but so I'm thinking, I don't know. I think we might get some fan favorites and some like lesser known characters. Like maybe some C or D listers in
gotcha.
there.
And yet, still no love for Jimmy Hudson, wherever he might be.
Yeah, we're
Like,
not. It's a shame. Like he just got forgotten. Like Marvel's just like we're not touching that. They did mention the Ultimate
it's
Universe.
not that
It's
he
like,
got forgotten. That he got really messed up by the time he left. He's
yeah,
still a poison.
yeah.
What's
They
worse
just
than
like
being a
better left
poison?
forgotten.
Yeah.
He poisoned himself, so we're not going to be bothered with him anymore. But Marvel did mention in Venom that they're bringing back the Ultimate Universe, maybe. Like that was the
Mhm.
thing that they were talking about in Venom this week. I'm sure we're going to get to that later, but
Oh yeah,
Jesse,
definitely.
I'm just going to read a couple of these comments. Jesse says, White Knight is great. I agree with that. And welcome to the show, Jesse. Welcome to the show, Tevia. Um, Tevia says, Marvel's doing way too many books again. Yeah, think. Especially with their X
Nah.
books. Like, they see, the thing is with Marvel, they throw so many X books at us that we get X tired, We get tired of
Hmm.
all this X books, and then we don't buy them, and then they think, oh, the X-Men are they're in shambles, they're in trouble, they're failing, they're a bad property. No, they're not. You just saturate the market with them, and we don't want that. You know, give us like 2, maybe 3 X-Books. That's it. We don't need 500 X-Books.
Yep.
Not everybody needs a title.
Yeah.
Terry says we need Spike. I like Spike from X-Men Evolution. He was like one of the best original characters that they made. The little one could be Dupe. That's who I was thinking, Jesse, too. That little egg-shaped guy is Dupe. Terry says maybe Avalanche. That could be Avalanche, yeah. I can see the guy at the bottom, I think
Hello.
that's talking about.
Okay.
Wait, I can't hear you. Can you hear me now? No? Hello? Hello? While Cryptid's skipping out, I'm going to read some more of these comments real fast. K Crawl says, "Hey guys, welcome to the show, K Crawl." Terry says, "Onyx." Yeah, Terry, that's who I was thinking of. Terry said, "Never heard of him." Oh, Onyx, you never heard of him? He was someone that was on Gambit's training squad. He was one of the, he was with Bling and a couple of other people. I forget their names right now, but Onyx is on that training squad. DC films, WB doesn't know what to do with Superman. CW's DC TV Superman gets the character right in live action right now. I agree with that. I honestly do. I think they know what they're doing over at CW with Superman. They know that he's a beacon of hope. They know that. I think that's the big thing. WB wants that blockbuster type thing, and they go for, you know, the splashy thing, the popcorn movie, and not the actual movie, respective character of the movie. Terry said, "Can we bring back Gabby?" I'm sure she'll be back. I'm sure. I hope so, because she's a great character. So I hope they bring her back. And I have Cryptid on here twice. Let me see what him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. I don't know why you're on here twice though. I got 2 of you on here.
Yeah, sorry.
Let me kick that one off. So this way.
Gotcha. Sorry about that. It's snowing around my area, so signal could be kind of iffy at times.
It's no problem. All right. So let's see. Tabby agrees with you and says, "Poor Jimmy Hudson." Then he says they brought the ultimate Venom symbiote. Yes, they did, and they're because what's his name? The maker is trying to reestablish the universe and he's got the Council of the Reeds. Council of the Reeds, or is it Council of the Richards? Which is very much like
about that more when we went to top 5, you know?
It's very much like the WB does the Council of Wells. They do that. I think someone was watching The Flash. Except nobody cares about the poisons. Someone cares about them because Cryptid cares about Jimmy, and he's a poison, so someone does care about the poisons. I like Jimmy. I mean, he's a poison, so that means I like the poisons because I like Jimmy Hudson. I think he was an original great character.
I just feel sorry for Jimmy because I thought he was a cool character, but the way they just left him off was like, come on, Marvel, why'd you do that to him?
Yeah, bring him back, redeem him, then ship him off to the Ultimate Universe or something, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Also, in Miles, they mentioned the Ultimate Universe again. They've always mentioned the Ultimate Universe in Miles. Lately, they've been. Tevye says, also besides Jimmy Hudson, we got the Ultimate X-Men in the main Marvel Universe soon. No, we didn't. We didn't get the Ultimate X-Men. We got a couple mutants from there, but we didn't get all of the X-Men. Like Wolverine wasn't there, Jean wasn't there, Kitty wasn't there, none of them were there. We just got some mutants from there, and I think they're all gone, but Jimmy.
Gotcha. I'm looking at the comment sections right now. JLS Comics has an idea as to that image for the X-Men roster.
Okay.
Looks like Havoc, Wolfsbane, Psylocke, Dupe, Orphan Maker, and Sinister, and maybe Vulcan.
I thought of Vulcan at first too, Jesse, with that the guy I said could be Namor. I only said Namor because it's a mutant that I think should be done again in comic books, and he's he was good in the X-Men when he was there, and then they took him away for no reason.
But Namor's going to be in that Atlantis Attacks book or Atlantic Strikes.
Yes.
You know,
Atlantic Strike.
The Agents of Atlas. So he's going to be on that. So.
Okay. Let's go to K. Cross says, for me, if you stick to the core essence of what Superman is on film, like the Christopher Reeves films did, you can make a good movie. He's not a dark character. Don't make him like Batman. I agree with that. I think, again, WB just wanted that thing. And I think Scott Snyder, they let him get away with a lot, and he wanted that dark, gritty tone. Terry said, who we haven't seen in a long time ever since X-Men Blue ended. Yeah, that's right, Jimmy Hudson. We haven't seen him since X-Men Blue ended.
And to be fair, we haven't seen the X-Men Blue since X-Men Blue ended. Oh wait,
yeah,
Extinction. I forgot about that.
Terry says, plus if you want to do a Superman movie, you could actually do Superman and Lois with their son Jimmy, with John Kent Superboy. I don't think you can. Honestly, because people will be like, whoa, where did this kid come from? You know, you have to explain him. So you have to set up a movie to get Lois and Clark together. Then you have to set up a movie where they get pregnant, or in the first movie they can do that. And then maybe a second movie or a third movie you can introduce a baby. But you're going to have to skip 5-10 years. You're going to have to skip 10 years in the future and show John Kent Superboy. You can't just come in and be like, oh, look, here's a 10-year-old boy. Remember what happened last time they did that? I mean, what was his name? Lois' son by Superman, Jason, I think his name was, or something. Like,
it's been so long.
Go well.
I know which one
did not go well. Fans hated that character, and that was a Lois and Clark baby. K. Carl says, for me, I always thought Superman Brainiac would make a good Superman film if done right. At least that would be something new, different we haven't seen on film. I agree. I think Brainiac as a character, as much as he was used in the New 52 to death in the comics, I think he's a character that needs to be brought to film because it's someone we never seen on camera yet. We've never seen him on in a movie yet. It's always been like Lex Luthor and stuff like that.
How was he on Krypton though? I didn't see Krypton, but I heard he was in that.
It was good. They dealt with everything good. I think Krypton was a good show. And who knows? Maybe it could come back on like HBO Max or something like that. I doubt it, but you never know. Terry says, I like Jimmy Hudson. I just don't care about the poisons from that awful Venom 9's event.
Neither does Marvel.
Obviously. K. Carl says, there is so much comic material that you can draw from to do a really good Superman movie. But WB DC film doesn't understand that because they're so out of touch with the character, at least on film. I just think there's just no one like regulating the films. Like there's no overseer where Marvel has Kevin Feige, who oversees the films, and he's like, this is what the comics are like, and he makes sure that we got enough comic book content to where we're not storming the gates, So I think they need someone like that. And honestly, Jeff Johns could be that person if they didn't give him everything else to do at the same time. You can't give one man 20 things to do and expect him to get it all done. So I think if Jeff Johns was just in charge of the cinematic universe, I think it would be a good thing. Because see what he's done with the DC universe, and we've seen what he did with the characters on Smallville and stuff like that. We know he can write these characters on both formats. So. Let's see. He says they tried to have Superman with a kid on film. It was Superman Return. It didn't work. Exactly.
Ooh.
If you are referring to Superman Return, so yeah, that's a bad example. Yes, and fans hated that. However, that movie throws to be a sequel to Superman 1 and 2, and it didn't work. Yeah, but still, the point remains that they introduced a super baby by Lois and Clark, and fans were not having that. They were like, not having it. Sorry.
Wow.
K. Carl says Brainiac and Krypton was really good. And Telia says, which is why I maintain the Superman reworks would be an excellent way to adapt Superman live action, and boom, problem solved. That would be bad too, because then you gotta explain what happened in the New 52 and Superman. People would be like, why are you doing this in a movie? I don't know any of this stuff. You know,
that would be confusing.
Yeah, exactly. That would be very confusing to people. You would have to set up. That would be like a series. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I'm saying it would be like a series of films that you'll have to do to get to John Kent. You can't just spring a child on Superman. You know, you got to show it. Otherwise, fans are going to react the same way they did with Superman Returns. That's not Superman's kid. I don't want to just meet a 10-year-old kid. You know. I know you love the character Tevye, but you have to think about what's going to actually make money and what's going to incite fans' reaction.
Yeah.
All right, let's go into some media news. We got Kamen Rider Build gets a novel announcement. Now this is something I like. I love Kamen Rider. For those who don't know what Kamen Rider is like Power Rangers in Japan, but it's a single person, and it was brought to America as Max Rider by Saban, and he butchered it. And then they did a pretty good job with it on Kamen Rider Dragon Knight in America too. That was a really great one. So you want to watch a good Kamen Rider American adaptation, watch Dragon Knight. But yeah, Kamen Rider Build, it's a good series, and I hope they give this a novel and an American, in English too, not just in Japanese. I mean, I can have someone translate it for me. You know, I'm lucky I have access to someone who would read it and translate it for me. But I'm gonna buy it. But I hope they have it in English too, so I can read it myself. But yeah, I like Kamen Rider. I like that. I guess you don't know Kamen Rider, right?
Unfortunately, I don't. But you seem to really like it, so this is good news for all Kamen Rider fans now.
Yeah. If you want to check out Kamen Rider, I honestly suggest that you do. They got it in you can find it online and stuff. But it's a really solid. And Dragon Knight is a cool American adaptation of it. It's like they actually ride a motorcycle, so it's a lot like It's really cool. I can't explain it to you really in a short period of time. I'm trying to get like a one-on-one, like a real fast explanation for it, but it's something that you have to go into more depth. But it's a really cool show, and it's not like kiddie-fied or anything like that. Especially in Japan, like they go all out in Japan. Like they'll kill somebody. They do all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. All right. The next one is Gordo returns to the Lizzie McGuire Disney Plus series. So, did you watch Lizzie McGuire when you were younger?
Lizzie McGuire. I never got into Lizzie McGuire, I'm afraid.
I watched it. My nephews watched it, because they watched, all the Disney Channel shows and all that. And I like Lizzie McGuire. I don't think it was the best show, but I think it was a really cool show. I thought it was a cool show. It was well done, and they're bringing back a lot of the characters from there. I think they're bringing back everyone except for Miranda so far, her best friend, her girl best friend. They didn't announce her coming back yet, but I think everyone else is on it for it. You know, like her brothers are there, her mother is there, her father's coming back. Everyone's coming back so far except for her best girlfriend. So yeah, that would be on Disney Plus.
Cool. Oh, we got a comment from JLS Comment saying, Jay, what did you think of Power Rangers episode of The Toys That Made Us? Forgive me if you already answered that.
Okay, let me see. I don't see that one yet, so I can't highlight it, but I'll answer it. It must be in the chat, and because it takes a couple like moments to get on here. I liked it. I thought it was good, except for the part where they glossed over and spit shined the turd that was Neo Saban error. They because there was the original Saban error, that was the 1991. That was from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to Power Rangers Wild Force, and then you had the Disney era, which was Ninja Storm to RPM, and then you had the Neo Saban era, which was Samurai to Super Ninja Steel, and they made it sound like he was the savior of Power Rangers again. Like he brought, like Disney ruined Power Rangers, and now Saban comes in and he's like, whoa, and it became like a golden grail, a holy grail or something like that. And it wasn't. He actually did more damage to Power Rangers in those 8 years that he's had it back again than Disney did in the time that they had it. Disney actually did some really great shows with it. Saban like ruined it. He did not know what he was doing. And Bandai did horrible toys for that era. So, but they made it look like Saban brought back the show and he saved it. And you know the toys were great for that era, which they were not. I mean, the play toys were good, like you know the Morphers and the Dragon Dagger and stuff like that. They were cool, but yeah, they definitely like sucked up to him to get him on there. So they kind of like again they spit shined the turd. You know, they were just like, oh yes, this is really good. You know, it was a shame that Bruno and Mia could not be on there either. For those who don't know who Bruno and Mia are, if you're a Power Rangers fan, you know who they are. They do MMPR toys on YouTube, and they have like probably the biggest collection of Power Ranger toys, you know, online. Like, and what happened was they were contacted by the people to do with this show, but they actually moved from California, where the show's made at, to Pennsylvania. Same time that they were going to be taping it, they had to move because they had to be out of their house at a certain time so they can move into their new house. And it just made it like really hard for them to be on.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Are you there?
Like a little couple signal issues. All right.
Yeah.
You hear me?
I see you, but you're not moving on it. But I can hear you. So maybe your video and your thing would catch up. So you're roboted again. All right. Let me just finish up what I was saying, and then hopefully Cryptid will come back. So yeah. They weren't able to be on there for, you know, because of moving and stuff. And it was cool to see Andre, Black Nerd Comedy, because he was also on Hyperforce and all that, and he is a big Power Rangers YouTuber. But it was missing that piece, Jesse, with Bruno and Mia. Like, I think like their impact on the fan and on the toy community was so big that they should have done something. They should have came out earlier, like Bruno asked them to. They could, and they said no, they couldn't. They should have came out early and got some footage on them, because it's a shame that they weren't on that show. They deserve to be on that show. They did so much for the fandom. Let me see what else was said. JLS says, oh wait, let me see. Put this back. Oh, and he's going again. JLS says that was a good Krypton, Kenneth. That other one, Brainiac 5, though, is named AF. he says, Tevye says, I agree. Krypton was an excellent show. Max Rider, memories. Max Rider was bad memories. They try to make it a sitcom and it's not. And that's what the problem with Max Rider was. But go watch Tevye. Go look up Kamen Rider, Dragon Knight. I'll write it down in here. If anybody wants to do it, I'm writing it down in the chat. Kamen Rider, Dragon Knight. Go check that out. You'll see what Kamen Rider should have been in America. It was the better done version of Kamen Rider. And Cryptid's back.
Yeah, I'm back again. Again, sorry, we're having like a little snowstorm over here. So
trust me, I've been there. I've been there. And luckily, it went above us, so it's more north.
I normally have like a kung fu class Mondays before the show, right? And we had to cancel, and that class got canceled today because of the snow. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be that time of the year where we're going to have a lot of snowstorms. So hopefully it's not that too much.
Yeah.
Wait. Genesis, wait, you know what? Never mind. Tevye said we still need Lord Draken. I don't think we're getting Lord Draken anytime soon on the TV show because we got Lord Draven. And he'll be again. You gotta explain things with Lord Draken. I'm maintaining the issue that Shattered Grid. I think Shattered Grid would make a good animated movie. Honestly, an animated Power Rangers movie that would be great. And Tevye says gotcha because I put down Kamen Rider Dragon Knight for anybody who wants to check it out. All right, let's go on with that. So, the next piece is Nickelodeon content comes to CBS All Access. So, just a couple weeks ago, we talked about Nickelodeon going to making a deal with Netflix for some original content. But as I said on that show, Nickelodeon's owned by CBS Viacom, so they're putting that kid stuff on there because they need the kid stuff to survive this streaming wars. You know, they got good with the Star Trek stuff and the Good Wife and stuff like that. They got, or I think it's called the Good Fight, but it's still the same like people. It's the Good Wife spinoff or whatever. And they got like the Twilight Zone and all that. They got those good shows, but they have no content for kids until now. So now they're getting the content for kids.
SpongeBob, I guess.
So far, SpongeBob's not on air. I looked; they got like B-level Nickelodeon shows on there, so there's nothing. Let me see if I can do it without it messing up my end. Let me see if I can go on there real fast. Let me see. Because they have a little menu now for kids. It's just kind of weird that they have a kids section now because they never had it before. I've been on here since the very beginning. They never had a kids section. Now they do. So, let me see.
This is their way of expanding the market,
Yeah. The Adventures of Paddington Bear, Bob the Builder. I think those are like they got Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs. Danger Mouse, the original Danger Mouse also. Then you got the new Heathcliff cartoon. I guess this is the new Inspector Gadget, and then the new Adventures of Madeline. So nothing like their big commercial things, like like no SpongeBob or anything like that. But
no Turtle. Right?
Yeah, no Ninja Turtles either. So like there are two big franchises they don't have on here. But I think Bob the Builder is good, especially for the preschool kids. So is Paddington Bear. Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs is popular. Danger Mouse is a classic. I love that. Heathcliff is a classic. I didn't know it had a new cartoon out though. I didn't know Inspector Gadget had a new cartoon out. So those are good. Those are good starters. I hope they come out with a couple more. Maybe a Ninja Turtle series on there, and it's not the Rise of the Ninja Turtles because that sucks. But yeah, I hope they do come out with some more stuff. What would you like to see on Nickelodeon?
Let's see. It's been so long since I've watched Nickelodeon before. None comes
I
to
think
mind at the
Henry,
moment, to be honest.
I think Henry Danger and Thundermans would be good on there.
Oh,
They're
Xavier brings up a good one. Invader Zim. I would like that to
yeah,
get
that would be
more spot.
cool.
Yep. Invader
Um,
Zim, Angry Beavers, Hey Arnold, definitely. Yeah, those sorts of shows.
let's see. He Tevye said, I mean, K Crawl says, will DC and Marvel have their own holiday issues out this month? Um, I think DC is having it. I don't know about Marvel. I think DC is having theirs. They usually do. Um, Debbie says, why CBS All Access? That's a death sentence. They own it. They own Nickelodeon, and it's not a death sentence. I mean, it's still going to be on TV. This is just your
Yeah.
digital platform to get it. Let's see. CBS All Access isn't really good. Do you have it, Tevye? Like if you don't have it, you can't say it's not really good because I have it and I love CBS All Access. I watch Star Trek on there and all. That's where you watch Star Trek at. So I watch the Twilight Zone got great critic praise and I like the new Twilight Zone. So there's a lot of good stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
No chalk zones, no. That the older stuff could come on, but right now I think they're just getting the current stuff on there. This is some current stuff that they're showing. And I think Amazon has SpongeBob, I think, right now, or somewhere else has SpongeBob, and Ninja Turtles. I think is on. It's going to be on what's the name? Netflix. So all these are C-list shows, probably like B, C-list. Or bring back Invader Zim. Invader Zim would be cool. Rocko's Modern Life. Those are classic shows that they could have on there, honestly. They could have them on there.
I mean, hey, if they bring those in, that will be my signing up moment because I guess I'm more of a 90s Nickelodeon guy and early 2K,
Yeah. Yes, when you were growing up, so it makes more sense. That's I think I watched with my younger nephew. I watched I have two generations of nephews. Like, because my youngest nephew is 12 years younger than his youngest brother. So it was 2 years apart, 2 years apart, 2 years apart, 12 years apart. So it was like a big gap in there. So it's like I grew up. I watched it when they were growing up. Then I watched it when he was growing up. So like I like Henry Danger. I like the Thundermans. I think those are cool shows for kids, especially the comic based type kids because they got they're superheroes. Henry Danger is like a Batman and Robin show for kids with Captain Man and Kid Danger. And then you got the Thundermans, which is like a family superhero show. Everyone in the family is a superhero.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go on to the next one. Marvel teases something at their Comic-Con I think it's experience Comic-Con experience Marvel Studios panel. The CCXP. They're teasing there's something big is going to be revealed there, which is probably just some more dates. I think that's what I'm thinking because it's going to be at their cinematic this Marvel Studios panel. So I'm guessing maybe some dates for some TV shows, some dates for some movies. That's what I'm thinking. What do you think?
I hope that's the case. I don't want anything to spoil what's going on in Marvel. Like let's say their streaming service, those shows. I don't want anything to spoil what's going to happen.
They're filming some of them, so we might be able to get some footage of like Falcon and Bucky and I think WandaVision is filming too. So we might get some rough footage of those two.
Cool.
That would be really cool if they did that. But it's weird how like I noticed this with like a lot of franchises now. They're picking like these smaller Comic Cons to make these announcements at. Like, and a lot of them are overseas too. They're doing a lot of overseas things. Like this weekend also, because Comic Con Experience is this weekend, the 5th to the 8th, and also this weekend is German Con, and Hasbro's making announcements over there. I'm like, why? Like normally these are things that are announced at like like San Diego Comic Con and New York Comic Con and the bigger ones, and they're being announced there. So maybe I could spell something good for the like the Wizard World Philly and stuff like that, because like we haven't had like any big news from like Wizard World Chicago, Wizard World Texas, Wizard World Philly. We haven't had any big news from those. Like even like MegaCon and WonderCon haven't had any news in the last couple of years. So hopefully they start getting those people too, because there's now that I'm like naming all these cons, there's a lot of freaking cons out there.
Wow.
That's also the problem, like they're everywhere. There's so many of
them. Welcome to 2019. Kenneth Carter. Oh, let's see. He posted a comment. There has been rumors of a Black Widow trailer coming this month, but I don't believe it. More likely, we'll get a trailer for Wonder Woman 1984.
Well, this is from Marvel that said it. DC hasn't said anything about them going there or anything, so I don't know that. This is Marvel saying it. So maybe we will get the Black Widow trailer or teaser trailer or something there. That could be possible, because again, this is Marvel saying that they're going to be there. So,
yeah.
It would be weird if they both show up there and they both show like their female-led movies. That would be funny. They both do it at the same time.
Yeah. I'm still a little excited for the Black Widow movie to come out.
I'm torn on it because I'm not sure what to expect with it. So like I'm a little bit torn.
Red Guardian's supposed to be there, so that's what I'm excited for.
Who?
Red Guardian?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, I had a cough.
Gotcha.
Let's see. All right, the next one is WB, and I'm gonna put these two together. So WB plans some future movies, including Superman, Green Lantern, and maybe some more R-rated movies, because they're like Disney's not gonna be doing them. They're not gonna let them do them. So let's do them. Let's do some R-rated movies.
Fan, I have no hope for a rated R Deadpool film. I'm just
I think they can still do that if they do. The thing is, they said that Marvel says that they want to do an R-rated movie, okay, for Deadpool. They want to keep them R-rated. But this is what Disney was saying. Bob Iger said it. They want to do an R-rated Deadpool movie, but they're not going to do it through Marvel Studios. So it will probably still be produced by Fox, so they can do an R-rated movie. Because Disney is now above doing R-rated stuff, just not underneath their main label. That's why they have all those other studios that they have, like Disney. I mean, like Fox. Fox can make that Deadpool movie R-rated, and then be like, that's a Fox movie. It's not going to be connected to our cinematic universe, but it's not going to be not connected to it either. It's Deadpool. He'll probably poke fun about the cinematic universe. So I can see that happening, but for DC, I mean, outside of like a hardcore villain movie like Joker or Harley Quinn movie, I don't see there's much content for them to do R-rated from. Unless they do like Lobo, that would be good. Lobo, but again, that's a villain. They could do another Watchmen movie or something like that. That's a universe that could be that. Something like that I could see, but I don't see it in their like main, like Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. None of them should be R-rated. Like Batman, you can't have R-rated because you want kids to go see that. Whether it's like a darker, grittier version or not, you still want kids to see Batman. You still want the parents to take their kids to see Batman. So yeah, I can see like certain movies, but and they're also saying that Michael B. Jordan was talking to them about how to bring realists. Bring their movies into the into the current stage of movie making, especially like Superman and all that. Keep Michael B. Jordan away from Superman. I'm sorry, but he screwed Johnny Storm up, so I don't want him to play.
Oh,
I don't want him to play Superman. I don't want him to be in a Superman movie. I don't want any of that. Like, just stay away from it. But
I think he will make
also
a good. I think he will make a good Bronze Tiger for the Suicide Squad movie. I'll just say
that I would accept that. Yeah, like a Suicide, bring him as Bronze Tiger. I would accept that. I think he would do a good job at that. You know. Let's see. I'm trying to get this guy's name real fast because it's the one that I titled this thing on, and that is DC wants to Warner Brothers might have a guy who's going to be playing the next Superman in a movie. And he's a 26-year-old, which is the same age that Christopher Reeve was when he got the hire for Superman, the movie. And he's an American actor, which I love, because Henry Cavill had a British bone structure to him.
Yeah.
And Superman is supposed to have that Midwestern bone, that Midwestern look. You're supposed to look at him and say, yeah, that's a Kansas farm boy, And he just looked like he was from, the UK. He did not look American to me. Even though Superman's not American, he's a Kryptonian, blah, blah, blah. He's supposed to be able to pass. He's supposed to be able to pass for a Kansas farm boy. So that's why I'm saying with that.
Right.
All right, so.
Well, yeah, I think this kind of makes sense because, they're casting a younger Batman, aren't they? So
Yeah,
it does make
sense.
Sense
the younger Batman.
That's a younger Superman.
This guy's name.
I always feel like with Batman and Superman, they are kind of roughly around the same age,
Yeah. This guy's name is David Corenswet. He stars in Netflix The Politician. And he said, this is what he told Entertainment Weekly, that it was his pie in the sky ambition to play Superman. And he did praise Cavill's iteration. Then said that it's an upbeat throwback version of the hero. He wants to see an upbeat throwback version of the hero. I hope this guy gets it because he sounds like he knows what he's talking about with Superman. And he looks like sort of like a mix if Tom Welling and Henry Cavill had a baby. This will be him. Like, honestly, did you see the picture of the guy?
I saw one quick pic of it. He does look fairly young.
he looks like, honestly, if Tom Welling and Henry Cavill had a baby, I could see this being their baby. Like, I could see him being their kid. He has like a little bit of Tom Welling in him and a little bit of Henry Cavill. He has to just bulk up though, I think, a little. Which again, I said things I think about Gal Gadot when they bulked her up a little bit for it. And Chris Evans was a weakling when he was a shrimp when they got him for Captain America. They bulked that guy up big time, He bulked up. And Chris Hemsworth, I think, too, was skinnier than before he played Thor.
Definitely. Just don't grow a mustache for the new Superman.
Yeah, don't sign on any other movies until you're done with this one.
Definitely.
Yeah, again, I think he's really cool. If anybody did anybody say anything about that? Toby did say about we better get an R-rated Deadpool. Bob Iger said that's what they want.
I'm like, okay, as a Deadpool fan, I'm giving it like a 20% chance of a Deadpool movie actually happening.
I say if they do it, they will do it. If they do a Deadpool movie, they are going to do a R-rated. I don't think they're going to neuter him and put him in the PG-13. Because if they do that, that's the only way that a Marvel studio would be able to make it is the PG-13. That's the highest rating that you can get on a Disney movie. And I doubt they're going to do that because it will kill that franchise so bad.
They already made a PG-13 version of Deadpool in Once Upon a Deadpool. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell you, this is the guy's name. That's the guy's name. You can look him up on image search or something. So
Corn Sweat.
yeah, that's his name. I'm telling you, he looks just like a mix between Tom Welling and Henry Cavill. All right, let's get on to our comics then.
Okay, cool.
Unless you have any other thoughts on that.
Okay, gotcha. I am getting like a Google image of him, and yeah, you're right, man. I do see the resemblance there.
I'm telling you, like that would be like a perfect thing. And he wants to do and he said he wants to do it like a throwback classic kind of Superman, kind of like what they're doing on the Supergirl show, where it's like a throwback to what Superman should be. I think that could really work. I honestly do. Just bulk him up a little, get him on that Chris Evans plan, get him on that workout plan that Chris Evans was on. That's what we need
Right.
him on, and I think they could do it. They could have a good movie, and you have to get a good writer. You have to get a good film writer. You got to get someone who knows Superman. So, all right, let's go into our comics.
Cool.
What was your least favorite this week?
Okay, let me pull it up. I don't have my comics with me right now, but my least favorite comic is sadly Tales from the Dark Multiverse Infinite Crisis #1. I felt like with that book, you really need to be invested in your DC history in order to, truly appreciate that book. So it just didn't do it for me.
I honestly like this one. I thought this one was a good one. I guess it also because I was really invested in Infinite Crisis when it came out. So like, I was.
Yeah. That's the thing. You really need to be invested in those stories to really like this.
I think if the more you know the stories, the better it connects you to this book. So I thought they did a really good job as this alternate universe of what could have happened if Ted Cord would have survived. If he didn't die. It was that journey that a lot of people was looking for. So I thought it was a good one. But again, I see your point because you weren't as invested in that story as I was. So I can totally understand where you're like, this is okay, but I don't get the context of it. I think you lose some of the context when you're out of that. For me, my least favorite was Fallen Angels #2. The art was so dark in here, you couldn't really tell the characters who they were. And again, they're kind of rewritten in a way like Laura comes off very standoffish and also like kind of a little needy. I felt like she was a little needy for me. Did you read this one?
I read that on a whim. I didn't like Fallen Angels #1, and I decided, what the hell, let me give #2 a try. I didn't like it for the same reasons as the first issue, and I remember there was like this one panel of young Cable. It looked like the guy was wearing lipstick. Damn, I wish I had the comic with me, but
yeah, I put my comics away already. Like as soon as I read them, when I get them home, I put them back in I put them in my bins, so I don't have books laying all over the place. Otherwise, I'd have a pile like this high in like 2 weeks. It would be like a pile up to here in like 2 weeks.
Gotcha. I mean, like for me, it's like stuff is all over my place right now. Between the comics, between the Black Friday sales, between all the leftover stuff from Thanksgiving and all that stuff. So
yeah, I'm very organized with my comics. I'm like anal about that. I put them. My comics again are put away by company, by alphabetical order, and your cross reference for crossovers. So say a book crossovers with say Deadpool, Captain America, and Avengers all crossover. It would be say like Deadpool 5, then is part 1, and then Avengers #25 is part 2. After Deadpool 5, I would have a little tab there that says the name of the event, and then it will list the other comic books as a part of the event too. And then Avengers #25 will also have the same event name and all the books are connected to it. So this way, when I'm looking up it, and say if I want to pick Infinite Crisis, I can go back. I can be like, okay, these are all the books that are tied into Infinite Crisis. I can go pick up all those books and reread them. I don't have to go and follow them. So I'm very organized when it comes to that stuff.
That's the way to go. We got a new commentator here. Too Many Comics saying, "What's up, everyone?"
Um, and he says, "Wow, that's one hell of a classification setup." Yes, it is. I'm telling you, I'm very anal when it comes to my comics. Like, I have so many that I had to keep it organized like that. Otherwise, I would not know where my comics were. Like, and then like I keep all my Image comics together, all my DC comics together, all my Marvel comics together. So like they're all in like areas. Like I keep them in areas. So like I got a couple things up here that have to go downstairs because that's where I
Gotcha.
keep them. But
Question.
yeah,
Question: Did the Marvel Legacy numbering have you reorganize your comic collection?
no, I just keep them in the order that they are anyway. So like, say if like all right, say if a book ended at Spider-Man and at Amazing Spider-Man what 801 or something like that. The
Yeah.
next volume of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, I put right after that. So it still be like 801 and then Amazing Spider-Man number 1, and then 2, 3, and then the next volume of Amazing Spider-Man goes right after that. And then like they go like, oh, it's Amazing Spider-Man number 900. It'll go right after that, and then the next Amazing Spider-Man will go in. So I just keep them all in order anyway. So it's like a continuation of it. So for me, it's like one big continuation. I don't stop at like, oh, this is volume 1, volume 2. Like I keep them all in there. So yeah, after 801, Amazing Spider-Man 801 is Amazing Spider-Man number 1. So the new volume of
Gotcha.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Gotcha. For me, like the series I take very great strive in, keeping it organized is definitely my Deadpool comics. When it came to the legacy numbering,
Mhm.
I went above and beyond and actually dated every one of my comics, on the date they're printed, plus their actual legacy numbering.
That's cool. Yeah, I
Well,
think I think
that
it's
was a
good to keep
pain.
them organized. It just keeps
Oh,
things for me. It keeps things real, like easier to access for me.
and plus, like, I also mix in like his team affiliations too, which was also a pain in the butt.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you like cross-reference stuff, it could be a pain. But as long as you keep up on it, it really doesn't. It's not that hard to do. Like
Yep.
organizing is not that hard to do if you're on it day 1. It only gets hard if you like slack off and you leave it go. That's when it gets harder. So that's why I say like I always put my books right away. So I always have it there.
Cool.
Let's see. Cryptid says, I'm excited for the Superman Lois TV series in the CW, though, and I'm happy Tyler Hoechlin is getting more of a bigger role as Superman, though I wish it would come after Supergirl finished. I said that same exact thing, kind of like, or if it was a summer show, only because I
Yeah.
think people are going to choose Supergirl or Superman. I think people are going to watch more Superman than they are Supergirl, and I think that could hurt it. But um, I think if they put on a summer or something like that, it would be better. Um, but it's their stuff, and I'm just happy to get more Superman, so I don't care. I'm not complaining. I'm a Superman fan. I can't wait for it. Let's see. So Tevia's least favorite pick is Batman number 83. Oh no, sorry, that was last week. Sorry, Tevia.
Oh,
Action Comics number 1017. Mostly because this entire story makes no sense whatsoever. Like, how the hell can Superman fight Lex Luthor in Metropolis and Leviathan fight the Invisible Mafia, get trapped in Gorilla City, then fly back to Lois, and apparently this story takes place before Leviathan is revealed. How does that make any sense? Answer it. Doesn't. Bendis has ruined everything with the Superman family and supporting cast, and frankly, I can't take it anymore. Also, the artwork in the story is suck ass. I mean, dear God, John Romita Jr. can't draw to save his life. Screw this book and screw Bendis. I agree with you on the art. I don't like John Romita Jr.'s on Superman. I said that when he did Superman with Jeff Johns. I don't like his art on Superman. I think
I,
he's really bad at it.
I would like to see what Tevye would think if they ever do revive Super Sons and they have John Romita Jr. drawing the art.
Oh god, that would be horrible. That would be horrible.
Like
Um,
I know I know Tevia's worst nightmare to have Tom King and Bendis co-write a Super Sons book with John Romita Jr. artwork.
Yeah, that would be his worst book every week. Um,
I almost want to see that. I would actually purchase that.
And he also Tevye says he also is happy that Superman CW series for his boy John Samuel Kent Superboy in live action. We don't know if he's gonna be Superboy. Remember, we're gonna see him as a baby. I mean, I'm so behind on my DC and Marvel books. I'm picking and choosing the books I'm reading. Some people have to do that. I mean, sometimes when you're behind, you gotta pick the ones that you're most interested in.
Definitely.
And Tevye says, "Oh God, that would be my worst nightmare."
But Tevye, you will get Super Sons again.
Not by sacrificing them. All right, so Tevye's number 5 pick, I'll read that real fast, is Captain Marvel number 12. Mostly because, holy crap, Carol has gone freaking nuts. I mean, damn, this got dark. Like, she killed Thor, which I have tons of questions. First off, why did she kill Thor? Aren't they friends? Also, how did this happen, and why is she working for this new enemy? We talked about this book last week, Tevye, which came out last week. Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I was wondering, Captain Marvel came out this week?
No, it came out last week. So
yeah, that was on my top last week.
Yeah. Tevye, you gotta read Captain Marvel number 11, the end of that issue. That's what we were talking about last week. Mm-hmm. People don't know, like Tevye did not know where this all came from. Like, why the hell did this happen?
Like me and Brethren had the same issues with that.
Unless you've been reading Captain Marvel, you didn't know that Star has the reality or is the reality gem. She either has it or she is it. Because she says at the end of 11, she is the reality gem or stone, whatever you want to call it. And she's changed reality. So it's like an alternate type universe thing, Tevye. I would get Super Sons again, but at what cost? The cost would be too high. All right. What was your number 5?
My number 5 was Valkyrie Jane Foster number 5. I thought the fight was good, and the conclusion between Jane Foster versus Grim Reaper was okay. You know, I liked how Jane Foster defeated Grim Reaper by sending him to Valhalla. So there's that. One negative, the talking horse. Don't like him. I
can't stand Mr. Ed.
I actually
call him Mr. Ed. I don't call him horse, because that's the thing. Who calls a horse horse?
I actually like Grim Reaper's Hell Steve better than Mr. Ed, honestly. Mr. Ed, you are no Jeff the Shark. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, it would be okay if it was like a funny comedy sidekick or something like that. You know, something different. But like, I don't know. It doesn't bring anything new. It doesn't. I don't know. It just feels weird. You know, it just doesn't fit the tone of the book. It feels weird when I read that horse talking.
That's the idea for the next Marvel team-up book. Have Mr. Ed team up with Jeff the Shark along with, what's his name? Lockjaw from the Inhumans.
My number 5 is a Dawn of X book. I think it's the first time they've been in my number 5. It's New Mutants number 2.
Oh, cool.
I like the New Mutants book because I feel like I'm reading New Mutants, you know? Even though it's still part of this whole Dawn of X thing, I feel like these characters are these characters, you know? Sam and Bobby having that talk totally felt real. Them playing cards totally felt real.
I read that book, and honestly, my favorite moments from that book were between Cannonball and Sunspot.
Yeah,
honestly,
I mean, because that's how they are. You know, they're like best friends. You know, and you can say stuff to your best friend that you can't say that no one else can say to you. You know, like you can say like, oh yeah, you know, you're always been ugly. You know, joking around with them. You can break them for your best friend more than anybody else, and I like that. Strictly Comics is here. Welcome, Edwin, and he says, is anyone looking forward to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 100? I am. I'm looking forward to it.
Let's say that.
Yeah. I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, what they're doing right now. for those who don't know, Jenica just became a Ninja Turtle. They have a new Ninja Turtle, kind of like a She-Hulk type deal. She got a blood transfusion from one of them, so now she's a turtle. She's a human who got mutated into a Ninja Turtle. So she's been building up since like 50s something. In the 50s, she's been building up since like the 50s. So she's been in there for a lot of issues out of this run, and it's cool to see her in there. So I'm looking forward to number 100.
Cool. So, is there anything else you want to say about New Mutants this week?
No, I think it's a solid book. I think they really know how to do the New Mutants characters in here. So I'm looking forward to seeing the next.
Also, see Smasher there. I think that's her name, right?
Yeah, Smasher. Yeah. Her hitting Bobby, I was like, whoa, that's like, and then like Sam, like it's really realistic because like you can't get in the middle of your best friend, your girl, or like got issues. Whose side do you take? Yeah, like you're a loser no matter what side you're taking. So he's just like, I'm out. Like I'm out, dude. Like don't get me involved in this stuff. Like he's like, you deal with her. But yeah, I totally understand like his point of view, like just not wanting to get into it. You know, he was just like, nope, sorry, can't do it. Got it. You know, you two deal with your stuff. Like,
yeah,
I totally understand him.
Let's see. Strictly Comics just made a comment. She's going to have her own miniseries soon too. Oh, yeah. That's neat.
Yeah, I really like Jenica. I think she's a good character too. So let me see. Yeah. I think Jenica's a real good character. And again, you want to watch the Toys That Made Us? This the last one that was on I think it's number 3, season 3, had not only the Power Rangers but also had the Ninja Turtles one. So you find out about what was going on between Eastman and Laird and all that stuff. Like you get a lot of that content in there in that show. All right, so number 4. My number 4 was Invisible Woman, number 5.
Okay.
I like this. I think I love the Invisible Woman. I wouldn't mind like if this creative team did an Invisible Woman ongoing. Like by the end of it, she walks away because she's like, you know, let me go before, you know, I do something that I might regret, you know, like, and Sue Storm just like disappears. In that cool moment, like she just walks away and then she like turns invisible. It's like a really cool dramatic moment. So I really thought that was cool. What was did you read this one?
I haven't read Invisible Woman. This one's one by Mark Waid, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure it is.
That's good to hear. I might have to check this out actually, because it's been a while since I enjoyed a Mark Waid book. You know.
Yeah, because I think he got killed when he did like books that. Because I think Marvel dictated a lot of his stuff that he was doing. You know, like you can't do like Champions. I think wasn't his best work because I think Marvel wanted to push a book on him, and he made him write a book that because that wasn't his style of writing at all. You know, so.
Right. Just have him write a Cyclops book is all I'm saying, because you know the way he wrote Young Cyclops Champions was probably the best thing about it.
Definitely. Definitely, I wouldn't mind seeing that. All right, what was your number 4?
My number 4 was Ironheart number 12. This was the end of the series, and you know I liked how Riri got her own like vision quest here. Like for those of you who watched Black Panther, you know how like T'Challa and Killmonger had their own like vision quest. Riri kind of had her own, and she got to see her father. And it's a shame that this series ended right here, because I feel like Eve Ewing had one more arc she wanted to tell, honestly, with Riri's dad. But who knows? We might see that in that Iron Man 2020 event, because I know Ironheart's getting tie into that. So who knows?
Yeah, I liked it too. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a solid run. And I do agree. I think there's more that could have been told, but sadly, it's a book that is one of those books where people aren't picking it up, you know, and I think maybe they were burned by Bendis on Ironheart. But I think they would have gave us a shot. It would have been a better, it could have been a longer series. But I agree with you there.
Yeah, it's a shame, I mean, she came into Ironheart came into the series already having like a lot of targets on her back.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was Champions that to me redeemed Ironheart.
Yeah, Champions in this book, I think that definitely.
Nope. So hopefully her tie into Iron Man 2020 is still good.
Let's hope so. I mean, maybe she'll get another series after that. Never know.
Maybe. Yep.
Let's see. Terrier's number 4 is Conan 2099 number 1. Conan in the future kicking butt. That's all I gotta say from here. That was pretty good. I liked Conan 2099, but I don't think it was like really, it didn't connect to anything. There's no, I think the 2099 one shots, like, they're not connecting to anything, so they kind of feel lack of anything. There's no like, oh, I want to see this. Like, oh, here's 2099, a story you'll never see again. So we're just giving you like this one shot and that's it. Like, it's cool though, because did you read this?
No, I'm not going to read the 2099 tie-ins. So.
All right, so here Conan is the king, and he's a king of like near Mexico and all that. He's like a king of his land, but he kills Morgan Le Fay, who comes to him for offering. And this is the definitive future. So like in
until the next one long.
Yeah, I mean, but Morgan Le Fay should be dying soon in the comics. Anyway, she casts a curse on him, and it's until the sand beneath his feet burn in the sun. Till the sun burns the fan beneath his feet. So, or the dirt beneath his feet. So he's going around for a long time. He's being haunted by her, and he's like talking to himself because no one else can see her. Only he can see her. So he's like talking to himself. People think he's a crazy god, a crazy king. So like they're trying to kill him. They're trying to dethrone him. Eventually, he's like, I came here from another place. I need you people to follow my lead and go onto your own place so you can survive, because this is not a place for you. And then he finds a Nova Corps member who crashes on Earth, very like Green Lantern-esque, and gives him the helmet. He takes the helmet to the Nova Corps Center on Earth, and the ship fixes it, and it blasts off into space. He's like, I got an infection. You have to go to the sun. He throws the dirt on the floor of the ship as the ship enters the sun. He puts on the Nova Corps helmet, so he's free. The dirt beneath his feet started to burn up by the sun, so he broke her spell, and she disappears into the ether, and he walks out of the ship in the Nova helmet and just starts walking in space into the distance. Like, he says goodbye to Earth, and then he just walks into his new adventure. So it was a good one, but again, it has no connection to anything else. So I'm like, why do I care? This is something I'm never going to see again, or I have no other connection to anything, so why do I care?
It's going to be fun for all the Conan fans,
Yeah,
so
it is cool to see them, but again, I think it could have been fleshed out more, like in a miniseries, like a 3-issue miniseries, give us more of an emotional connection to Conan. Like, everything was like happening really fast. Like, here, cut here, cut here. It was like too many quick scenes. So that's why it wasn't, even though I like it, it wasn't in my top 5.
Gotcha. I wonder if like all the other one shots are going to be like this,
Oh, probably, because Fantastic Four was too. Fantastic Four last week was very much like that too. You don't feel connected to the things that they're talking about. And so was Punisher this week.
Oh, how was that?
Yeah. Punisher 2099 was this week too.
How was that?
Wasn't as good as Conan. I mean, they both felt disconnected, but at least Conan had an interesting story.
Okay.
Punisher 2099, it didn't bring the essence of what Punisher should be, you know. And he's more in like
Yeah.
this armor, which was like kind of like a Iron Man type armor, you know. It didn't feel like Punisher. But let's see. Terry's number 3 is Supergirl Annual number 2. Supergirl infected by the Batman Who Laughs virus and dealing with her loss of Krypton. While it's interesting at the same time, though, I feel like we have seen this story done before more than once. Of course we have. But I didn't like this one that much either. So, I mean, I didn't like this much on this one that much. Terry liked it as number 3. I didn't really like it that much. No. I just don't like that. I don't know why people are praising like the costume and all that too. Like that makes no sense. Let me see if there's a couple comments. Terry says personally, I think this is the only good 29 one shot.
But they all haven't come in
books back been bad. And then he says Punisher 29 was a rehash of his origin. Yeah, but not really, because like they took some new modern twist to it, so it wasn't really like that. But anyway, what was your number 3?
My number 3, we already talked about it. New Mutants number 2.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yep.
We actually like a Dawn of X book together.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't originally going to pick up this series, but you know, I saw my comic book shop had a variant cover of New Mutants number 1, the Magic variant cover.
Oh yeah.
Picked it up, and I'm like, you know, let me give issue 2 a try, man. Thankfully, I did. So
yeah. I like this because it's really in the vein of what the New Mutants are. You know, they're really in that vein.
Cool.
And coincidentally, my number 3 is a book we also talked about, the Dark Multiverse Infinite Crisis number 1. So we both talked about our number 3s.
Okay.
Let's start off with number 2, and let's go with Kevia's number 2, which is Detective Comics number 1016. A great Mr. Freeze story, and it's kind of sad to see Mr. Freeze's wife fall into the shame trap like her husband did, and it's actually sad that that work he did to save her all was for nothing, and now he trapped in the same cryopod that Nora was, which is kind of ironic.
I see a pattern going on here because that's my number 2.
What else did you think about this book?
I like Nora, honestly. Like probably even better than I've liked Mr. Freeze. She's crazy. She's crazy right now. I like the scene where she was at the museum, right? And you know, she freezes all the guards, shatters them, and uses their chunks to make artwork. I'm like, oh damn, that's cold.
No, what was cold was telling her husband, yeah, you know, I love you, and then like stabbing him in the ear with the friggin' syringe.
It's like I don't want to be a prisoner of your love. So I would rather you be a prisoner of your own love. So, damn. I like that twist at the end, though, where now Mr. Freeze is cryo-frozen. And
that's the one part I didn't like about this issue, honestly.
Really?
I don't want it like to be Mr. Freeze or Mrs. Freeze. Like, you know, I want it to be where we get both of them. You know, you woke up Nora from her slumber. Why does he have to go back in there now? Like, I hope he gets out of there eventually, and you know, and we can see both of them. You know, maybe it would be cool to see them like not like each other. You know, and be that like kind of warring family, like that warring husband and wife that, you know, that don't like each other, you know, like that bitter exes, you know, that would be cool. Yeah, you know, like something like that where they kind of hate each other, you know.
Cool.
Yeah, but I think that was a good one. I thought that was a good one.
Cool. So what was your number 2?
Star Trek Picard Countdown number 1. For those who don't know, Star Trek Picard is coming out in February. So we got January, I think it's January. Yeah, January. So Picard number 1, countdown number 1 was in November, 2 is in December, 3 is in January, and then is beginning of January, I think it is, and then we're having Picard later that month. So we're gonna have this is build up to Picard. And this is a good build up. We got to see Admiral Picard on the ship of the Verity, which is his ship. We see Joy LaForge building these rescue armada ships, which is going to go take the Romulans out of their space before their sun goes nova. And Picard has to go on this mission to rescue this little planet full of Romulans that he thinks is supposed to be only 10,000 people, but they also have 5 million indigenous people, people who were on this planet before the Romulans conquered it, and they're kind of like slave labor to them. But the Romulans don't want to rescue them; they only want to rescue themselves. So they're like, yeah, we're not rescuing them. They're like trees and leaves to us. We don't care about them. Just rescue us. And Picard's like, no, dude, I can't do that. That goes against what we believe in at Starfleet. And she's like, well, we're going to use your ship anyway, and you're going to be in prison until we do. Aggressively relaxes here and says, you can print out Picard's vineyard stickers and slap it in on a regular wine bottle. Boom, Christmas shopping done. You're welcome. You can actually buy a bottle of Chateau Picard on. They actually sell the Picard wine. You could buy in a futuristic bottle or a regular bottle. They sold it at Star Trek Las Vegas, and there's a place online that because there's an online store, and they were at the Star Trek Las Vegas. You can actually buy that wine, Chateau Picard wine. Again, you can get it in the futuristic bottle or a regular wine bottle. But yeah, you can also print out your own label and slap it on a $2 wine from the liquor store, I guess, and call it a Chateau Picard wine. But yeah, for those Star Trek fans out there, you can buy them that, or you can spend I think it's $80 on a bottle of wine and get the official Star Trek Picard wine. But let's go see what Terry has for all right, let's go on to let's see what Terry has for his number 1, then we'll go on to our number 1. So Terry's number 1 is Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Infinite Crisis, a great story about Blue Beetle, Ted Cord becoming a monster like Maxwell Lord, but actually done really interesting. And while I was sad to see Ted Cord becoming a monster and everything he did, while at first started off at the right thing, actually turned out to be the wrong thing, and now everybody is dead, and he's the only hero left, while him and Brother I are the only person that's left. That is just my opinion. Also, poor Booster Gold, he had to watch his best friend turn into a monster, and then get killed by his best friend. And I want to say Blue Beetle's a hero alive because he's possessed by Brother I, so he's not in control of anything. But before we go into our number 1s, I want to ask you a question. First, is Avengers your number 1 book?
Avengers? No, I don't.
Okay, I didn't think it was, but I want to ask you that because I want to ask your opinion on Avengers this week because Robbie's in it.
Well, I'm not reading the Avengers. I don't like reading stuff that hate it. I just suck on the Avengers because of the last arc because of Robbie. I wanted Jason Aaron to prove me wrong, but he didn't. So
well, he's still proving you right. He's still proving you right in this issue. Robbie's riding his car in space. The car can ride in space. They're on this mission. They're on this mission in space. The Avengers. He takes his car in the ship. He decides to take his car in the ship, and he's riding in space in his car. I'm like, what traction does it have Like you can't just.
That's supposed to be Cosmic Ghost Rider's thing. He's the only Ghost Rider who should be allowed to ride in
Yes,
space.
because he's Cosmic Ghost Rider. Exactly. But no, he's just riding his car in space. I'm like, no. I was like, I had to ask Cryptid if he read this book and what he thought about it. Because when I read that, I was just like, Cryptid would have a fit if he saw that. Like, I was like, oh my god, why? Like, why are you doing that? Like, and then Jen, She-Hulk, Carol's like, oh, I love your new costume. She has a freaking bikini on.
I saw her costume, and it was supposed to be made by Wakandan tech.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
I was just like, what is this? And then she like, Jen thinks now. She doesn't talk. She just thinks. Like it's all, and it's like, oh, we need an expert on radiation. Jennifer, Jen says it's the most radiation she's ever seen, and she would know radiation. How? She never dealt with. I mean, she's not Bruce Banner. She doesn't know radiation. She knows that she got poisoned by, she got transformed by gamma radiation, but she's not a scientist. She doesn't know radiation.
So Jason Aaron, she is. She knows radiation.
I know. I was just like, oh my god, they don't get these characters at all. But I also wanted to say, also want to mention Philadelphia because it was like one of my most anticipated books last week. Okay. I just want to give people an indication, and this isn't just for if you're writing a story about Philadelphia or any state, any city. Know what the city is before you write about it. There is no Hell Hall in Philadelphia. No part of the city is called Hell Hall. So like when I'm hearing them saying like they're going to Hell Hall, I'm like, where the hell's Hell Hall? This isn't this isn't what book? This isn't 101 Dalmatians. Hell Hall isn't a thing. It's not in Philly. I mean, if you want to write a book about Philly, know the areas. You want to say like, oh, I'm going to Strawberry Mansion section. Yes, you can say that. You want to say you're going to, the Schuylkill section. You can say that. You want to say you're going to Old City. You can say that. But don't say you're going to part of the city that has no real correlation. There is no real Hell Hall in Philadelphia. Oh, it irritated me while I was reading it, and they're like naming these places in Philadelphia. I'm like, they don't exist. Like
they should listen to the guy in Philadelphia and his name, right?
I mean, just like look up Philadelphia and pick out, and like if you wanted to get a bad neighborhood, look up bad neighborhoods in Philadelphia. You'll get bad neighborhoods. You can find it out. If you want to talk about, because there's supposed to be like this rundown, like Hell Kitchen, crime alley type area, like of Philadelphia. We have those type of places. Every city does, but there is no Hell Hall. It's not called Hell Hall. I mean, like every city has a bad neighborhood. Like a big crime neighborhood, or a big drug neighborhood. Like we all have those cities. Every city has it. Unless you're living in a utopian society, you have one of those neighborhoods in your state. So look it up. Look up for a real section of Philadelphia that's like that. Don't make up a word. Like I just hate that when you try to ground it into reality by grounding it into like a city, and then you like totally change it. Like I just don't get that. And like they try to use like they try and make up a history of the city that isn't real, and I didn't like that. So, but the book was written really well. I would say the book is written really well. Like the story is really well done, but the facts and the place is not well done. So
I wonder what the editor's doing in their book.
I mean, I just like that's just like that's a pet peeve with me. I said the same exact thing where I like watch it on TV and they're showing like parts of the city that don't exist, like or like I forget what book it was, but they showed like it was supposed to be like Philadelphia, the inner city, and then they showed like suburban houses. I'm like, that's not what the inner city looks like. Like we have row homes. We don't have suburban homes in Philadelphia. It's in the inner city, I live in the inner city. There's no like, like suburban type homes where it's like, the nearest person is like 25 feet away from you. No, your neighbor is right next door to you. You don't have to walk 25 feet to go to your neighbor's house.
Oh. I'm looking at some of the comics. Aggressively relaxing, saying, "Last time I was in Philly, I caught a guy about to slash my tire for parking on the wrong spot. He was surprisingly friendly after that."
I don't know where that was, but I can see that happening. I mean, we are a very hard city. I'm not going to lie. I don't sugarcoat that. We are a hard city, but I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Like, I love my city. I love my city flaws and everything, and that's how you know you love your city. You can love the crappiest part about it, and you love it. You love your city. I'm like the biggest fan of my city. I'm the biggest fan of my city. He also says so much Marvel was in space this week. Avengers, Conan 29, New Mutants, Punisher 29, Yondu. The Black Panther was space flashbacks. I know. Marvel is very cosmic this week.
Well, great to pick up on that little fact, but wow, Black Panther, that's been in space for how long has Black Panther been in space?
Since number
for
one.
now?
Since number one of this new volume. Yep.
I don't know how that book's doing. I tried giving it a chance after the whole Black Panther movie. It didn't work for me.
I know. You know what's good though? You want to read a good Black Panther book? Pick up Marvel Action Black Panther from IDW. That's a good one.
Oh, okay,
it's a simple Black Panther book. They don't try to do any of that fancy crap. They just give you a good, solid Black Panther story. That's why I like. And I recommend any of the Marvel Action books from IDW, Spider-Man, Avengers, Captain Marvel. They're all good over there. If you want to read any of those books, they're made for all ages, but they're still great, solid stories.
Didn't Captain America have an IDW book published by them not too long ago?
I'm not sure if it's Captain America or if he's just in the Marvel Action. The Avengers. I think it's just in the Avengers book.
Oh, okay. All right.
Captain Marvel, I know does.
Glad to hear that.
All right.
I just want a good M'Baku story, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely check out the Marvel Action stuff. If anybody wants like good, solid, old school Marvel feel book, like their Spider-Man, I love it. But all the ones are good. Like they're all solid books. All right, what was your number one book?
Number one book. Okay. This is a juicy one. Venom number 20. Absolute Carnage left a bad taste in my mouth at the end, but this issue kind of brought me back. It was about the Maker, and we get a lot revealed as to his motives. He's trying to join the Council of Reeds, and they will only accept him if he has his own universe again. And would you know it, he happens to have the symbiote from the Ultimate Universe and is trying to use that to get back to his universe. So I'm like, wow, where's this leading to now? Because between this and Miles Morales Spider-Man, I don't want to encourage an event for Marvel, but is this the makings of an event to bring back the Ultimate Universe?
I think they're bringing back the Ultimate Universe some way, somehow. But
would you need an event to bring it back, though?
It could be an event onto itself, where it's like a 5-issue miniseries or something. That I would be okay with. I don't need like, a Marvel, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Fantastic Four, Ultimate. I don't need all those miniseries. Just give us Ultimate Return or something like that.
We're going to get tie-ins, of course.
Yeah,
we would get tie-ins.
I wouldn't mind if Venom and Miles books tied into that, and that would be it. Because I think those, and maybe a Spider-Man book, because one of the 50 titles that Spider-Man is currently in. Because he's connected to Miles, that would be okay. but nothing else. Like I don't think everyone else should have it, be into this. I don't think Fantastic Four and
Right.
X-Men and Avengers and like I don't think we need all those. Like honestly, I just think we need like those two tie into it. I think because Venom has the Maker in there and
Yep.
Miles is from there, so I think that makes a lot more sense than anyone else to do it.
Definitely. Great issue. Got me
Mhm.
excited. I like the Maker, to be honest, in
And
case you guys don't tell.
and we found out what Eddie's son is. He's got the codex and he's the new codex. Like
Oh,
it's basically Venom wanted to have a baby and had the baby with through Eddie with the mother. Like he basically it's a tri-mix baby, I guess it is. It's a mix between
I
a symbiote and two humans. So it's like instead of two
right.
genomes, it has three, I guess. Like instead of
Yeah.
two parents, it has three.
I think the Maker explained that, like, because
Yeah.
he was like relating events, like why was Carnage created, right? Somehow the symbiote in Venom sensed there was going to
They
be
sense danger, and
something big.
that's when they reproduce. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what happened with Dylan. So, I'm glad we got
Yeah.
a little more explanation as to that.
But Dylan was also born 10 years ago. So like he's like a 10-year-old kid. So he wasn't born right now, Like
All right.
Dylan was not just born. So that's weird.
So
Unless maybe Dylan just became possessed by a new baby. Like maybe Venom had a baby and went right into him or something like that. But Dylan was not born recently, so it would have
right.
to be something that happened 10 years ago, the reason why he was born.
Yeah.
I can't see them saying, oh yeah, like they sensed the danger 10 years ago, but hey, that we still had what's the new baby's name? Uh the one that can turn into the cat and all that. Sleeper.
Sleeper?
Yeah, like Sleeper was like if they would have said Sleeper was born because of this, but they didn't. Sleeper was born because of Carnage coming back, So
Yep.
I can see if like that was something like that, but not Dylan. Dylan was born 10 years ago, so you would have to say he was born for that thing that happened 10 years ago to tie into that. So I just think like that logic failed that part of the story. Like I like that they tied it all into all these events, except for
yeah,
Dylan. Dylan's the only
Yeah.
flaw in that video, in that thing, because Dylan should have been born 10 years ago, But yeah, it's interesting to say the least. I'm interested in it.
And I definitely will like.
It's my number 6 actually. This book.
Cool.
It was
And I'll
the
definitely
better
like
one of the
this.
series.
I'll definitely like to see the Maker, what the Maker and the Council reads, what sort of shenanigans they will go into,
Oh
Because
yeah, I want to see what they do.
I could definitely imagine the Maker backstabbing all of them, to be honest.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's definitely working on something. I'm just surprised like our Reed Richards is okay with him being there, because
Right.
Reed is a part of the council. Like he's the one who created the council, I think.
Didn't the main universe Reed defact from the council though?
Did he? I don't know. Now I'm doubting that. I think maybe he did, but
Yeah.
it would be interesting to see what goes on with that story.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would definitely like to see 616 Reed go up against the Maker. Honestly,
Yeah, definitely. That's a battle long overdue, I think.
That's a ticking time bomb. I mean, come on, Marvel, what are you waiting for?
Mm-hmm.
We got a comment from Aggressively Relaxing. Black Panther has turned out to be look at how comfortable society can prevent its citizens from demanding justice in an attempt to not rock the boat.
I can see that. I can see why you say that. Yeah, I just think Black Panther is trying to be something instead of like trying to be Black Panther. I think it's trying to do something without being Black Panther. Like, just be Black Panther. That's all we want. Like, the movie was good because it was just Black Panther being Black Panther.
Yeah.
There was nothing else going on in that movie. There was no space operas or anything like that. He was just Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My number one book was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 45. Great story.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. The Power Rangers take down Lord Zed, the Omega Rangers, I should say. Like, Jason's just like, they're fighting him, and he's like, "You're in my territory. This is my 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 palace and all that." And Jason Zord just punches him, like slams him down, and he's like, "Yeah, that's my Zord," And they put him in the dumpster. They take him away. Kia sees Tommy and like totally flips out, thinking he's Lord Draken at first because Tommy's a White Ranger. And then she calms down, but then when they go up to the moon, she sees the emissary there. It's just like, why did you why isn't he being stopped? He's got the white power now. He's turning into the Lord Draken. He's going to be Lord Draken. And the emissary is like, no, don't worry. He has the power of the white light. It's good. I personally picked it. She's like, you gave him that power? And he was like, don't worry. I seen all the multiverse, and the Tommy Oliver that became Lord Draken is an anomaly. Everywhere else he doesn't become that. He's a good guy. Only one place he's a douche. And
that's more than the universe can handle.
Yes, and she kills the emissary, and then she goes and she frees some of the other people that were the gritters that were being captured, and she decides she's going to form her own little cabal, and it's called the Anointed. And she's like, we were chosen by the Morphin Grid, not by other people. We were chosen by the Morphin Grid itself, and we're going to stop this, and we're going to end all Power Rangers. So, there's this whole big thing that's going to be happening. I'm excited for that.
That's cool.
Aggressively relaxing says, for 2 glorious months in Infinite's Iron Man, it looked like the Maker was banging Doom's mom, but it turned out to be Mephisto.
I remember that, actually.
Yes.
That would have been cool if that was actually the Maker.
It would have been.
Yep.
All right. What was your cover of the week?
My cover of the week was Detective Comics 1016. Yep.
That was a cool one. Mine was actually another DC book, Red Hood Outlaw number 40, the variant cover. That was a beautiful cover with Jason Todd on there. It was a nice cover.
Cool.
All right. What are you anticipating this week?
Let's see. What am I most anticipating? Black Cat number 7. Hopefully they have Bot Truck there. I would like that. Magnificent Miss Marvel number 10. Please don't wipe Bruno's mind of the kiss. And Marauders number 3, because I like Kate.
Bane of my existence. I'm totally not digging her. But I have Deadpool number 14. Deadpool is a really solid one. If anybody's not reading that, pick that up. Star
Deadpool
Trek Year 5.
14?
Yeah, Deadpool number 14. It's a really cool series, Deadpool, right now. It's up to number 14 already.
Wait, Deadpool's up.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Deadpool. Daredevil. Daredevil number 14.
Well,
I'm looking at you and I'm thinking Deadpool.
They're both guys
in number 14.
I was like, wait, what? Deadpool's already at 14.
It's number 1. Yeah, number 1 just came out last week. Daredevil number 14. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a really cool. It's a really cool book right now. It's like the rebuilding of Daredevil. So
okay.
Star Trek Year 5 number 8. I'm loving this book. And Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1. They're meeting for the first time. Tommy's working with the Foot Clan. I want to see what happens. So it looks like a really good book. So, I would actually have a review of that one tomorrow up on not tomorrow, Wednesday up on my channel. Well, yeah, tomorrow. It is Tuesday now. So I will have that up on my channel on Wednesday morning. you have anything coming up, Cryptid?
Let's see, nothing much really. Again, if you guys want to find me and are on the MeWe community page, look up Captain America: The Living Legend. I make
The link's
posts
in the
there.
comments. I mean, description.
Cool. Yeah, and same thing with Captain America Discord, because
Yeah, it's
Captain
in the
America is
description.
awesome.
That's
it.
This week I have a Q&A on Friday because I have a very busy month this month, so I'm doing it early. Because the following Friday is going to be our Crisis episode where we're talking about Crisis on Infinite Earths. I think you're going to be on that show, right?
Yep, definitely looking forward to it.
We're going to talk about the first 3 episodes of that, and then the week after that is going to be my comic book club, which I think you're also going to be on because it's the death of Captain Marvel. So there's a lot of.
I actually got the trade during Black Friday sale, so
cool. That's cool. It's a great book. I hope you really enjoy it. Look forward to talking about it with you.
I've been hearing so many good things about it from you, and so I had to check it out.
It's one of the few things that me and a couple of the guys on the other Discord really agree upon. That's one of the best books ever. That was one of the best stories. Even JLS I think said that too. It's one of the best comic stories told. Let's see. I know there's more coming up too. Check out the link is in the comments below. There's a link to where you can copy and paste your ballot for the comic Phanatic awards. That will be coming up next month, but they end at 11:59. The nominations end 11:59 Sunday night Pacific Standard Time. So I'm giving you to almost 3 a.m. on the East Coast, but 12 o'clock, almost 12 o'clock on the West Coast. So that's why I did it. So it's like, West Coast people get the full day to do it on Sunday. So it's at the end of the day, Sunday. You have to have them in by. And then we'll start up the polls where you guys can start voting away on all your stuff, like who you want to vote for those categories. Also check out the comic book club book this month, which is again the death of Captain Marvel. There's a contest right now, a giveaway. You can enter that every day until we do the show, which is on the 13th. That's when it ends. So it's right up until that day. You're gonna win a copy of the 30th anniversary. Or was it the 35th? I think it's the 30th anniversary of Crisis on Infinite Earths. The book, and you have a Arrowverse, Green Arrow, and Flash 2-pack, which is very hard to get now. I think you have to pay like $150 for it. That's the cheapest amount I see it for now. If you want to get that now, it's like $150. I actually had 2 of them, so I'm giving away one of them. It's like $150 cheapest, and I've seen them go for as much as almost $400. So
wow,
it's a figure that's really selling a lot. And then Arrowverse Supergirl figure, so you'll get one of those too. But yeah, that's the stuff that's coming out, and I'll also have my review for the Power Rangers 2-part finale this week sometime. I've just been busy. I know part 1, episode 19 aired last week, and 20 airs this week, so I'll have it up before this weekend. And also those the figures, I'm going to get them up soon too. It's just been busy with the holidays and everything coming up, so join that Discord too. We have a lot of fun over in Discord. You can, I'm trying to find some more games that we can play other than the Crack the Case one. I'm trying to find some more games that can be played in that type of event, like where it can be posted and people can just play it. So go over there. What did you say?
They definitely sound a lot of fun,
Yeah. I mean, I want to make it a little bit more interactive and all that. So, and there's suggestions. So, you think that something should be changed or added, or whatever about the Discord, let me know. I'm always open to it. Again, everything is for everyone. Like the hot topics, I leave open up to everyone to tell me what you guys want to talk about each and every week and all that stuff. But yeah, let me know all that good stuff. Pop over to the Discord, leave comments in the comment section below. And Cryptid, will you be on next week too?
Sure thing. Like whenever
Okay,
you want,
cool.
man. This has always been a fun thing to be part of, you know.
All right, cool. So Cryptid will be on with me next week. And we'll see you next week then. Bye everybody. Just
Definitely. Bye.